Show a little more cleavage. There we go. Hello again, and welcome to The Real Story Time. Today we dive into the popular story of Rapunzel. Oh, just kidding. That is not what we'll be reading today. Hello, and welcome again to The Real Story Time. I'm your host, Jonathan. Now, for today's story, we go to... You know what? It's fine! We go to the popular story of Rumpelstiltskin. You don't have to roll your R. You just stop being so extra. Rumpelstiltskin. Wasn't that fun though? Once upon a time, there was an old man named Paul who used to get drunk and lie in the tavern. We all know him. You know, the Irish bar down on 3rd? McGilligan's? Yeah, Paul. So, he went and he was just babbling on, making up lies, saying, yo, my daughter, guess what she can do? She can turn straw into gold. Turns out the king was in the bar. Inconvenient, because then the king said, well, now she can work for me. And he said, okay. You know, sometimes people are like, man, I wish I had a father. Then you read stories like this. Could be worse, folks. Could be worse. So his daughter was locked up. She was put in a room full of straw. And the king said, all right, so turn all this straw into gold and you can live. And if you don't, then I'll just kill you. Your dad's gonna be cool though, because men. This oregano is not as strong as it could be. As she looked at all the straw, she thought, well, might as well start writing my will and testament. But then a short man came into the room. He said, I can help you if you give me that nice necklace you have on. And she said, oh, bet. I got this from Claire's. It was only $19.95 on sale. And so she gave him the necklace. And he turned all the straw into gold. The king was amazed by what he thought she had done. He was like, this is great. I'm going to have you do this again for another night. Unfortunately, the king had a very... Unfortunately, the king had a bad understanding of cash flow and gold management to keep his kingdom at a prosperous level, so we'll see how long he continues to do this. So on the second night when she was locked away, she thought, man, this is really gonna be it. I can't do this again. Luckily, the short man had showed up again. He said, yeah, I'll do it for you. But you gotta give me that ring you got. And she said, no, this is the ring my grandmother gave me and she's since passed. And he was like, you about to pass. And she was like, true. So she handed over the ring and bam, he did it once again. He turned all the straw into gold. Think he could do better things with his time since he could turn... I didn't write it. Okay. Yeah, so then the king came, he was impressed again. He's talked to his financial advisors finally. They said, yo, you gotta stop doing this because you're gonna accidentally kill our economy. So he was like, all right, fine. I'll just do it one more time. And they were like, okay, one more time, promise? Pinky promise. And so she was locked in the room. She was like, dang, I really should have brought my bedazzled Victoria's Secret bra. Maybe I could have offered that. But when the short man came, she said, well... And he said, no, sweetheart, I'm gay. But what you can give me is your firstborn son if you become queen. And in her mind, she was like, yeah, sure. Like, am I going to become queen? I ain't going to have no kids. Like, this is fine. Unfortunately, she was wrong because 10 months later, I'm giving time, you know, to get out, talk to the king, get the married. And not to be confused with, okay, I'm going to let that joke go. So, she had a baby boy. And so he came back, let's say, I don't know, 3 weeks later. And he was like, yo, can I have my kid? And she was like, what you talking about? He was like, we made a deal. I saved your life by turning straw into gold. And you said I could have your kid. And she was like, no, that was different. That was in the past. He was like, yeah, but it was a real deal. So she's definitely dusty for that. I know you're like, but it's her son. But she shouldn't have made the deal. Look. Times are hard. He seems like a nice guy. He turns straw into gold. The child would be financially secure, right? I think we can all agree on that. Oh, that raises a multitude of other questions, such about... And so the guy was like, fine, 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 fine. You know what? One last deal. If you can find out what my name is, I'll let you keep your kid. And she was like, fine, 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 I'll do it. He was like, you got 3 days. She was like, all right, fine. So the first day, she fell asleep watching Dancing with the Stars. Second day, she asked people to go around. No one could find anything. So that third day, she was like, man, I really don't know what I'm about to do. And one of her servants came in and he said, I didn't find it out, but I did see some short guy yelling on the floor saying, and I quote, singing the following song. The queen will never, never win my game. For Rumpelstiltskin is my name. And she was like, oh, that's his name. And the servant was like, what? He wasn't that bright. The queen was so happy. And then the short man came back. He said, give me the boy. And she said, not so fast, Rumpelstiltskin. And he got so mad, he was tap dancing the hell out of that floor. A little like this. But he tap danced too hard. He was buffaloing, Chicagoing, and paradiddling too hard and went right into the floor. And then he was stuck there, and they left him there for dead. And that is the end of the real story time. Thank you again for joining me for this wonderful, original, interesting story. It's a gag now.